All right, Calvin Johnson is the Lions feud is back in the news. Even after a Hall of Fame speech, apparently Calvin Johnson is supposed to be coming back to Ford Field this season. And most people probably speculated that the beef would be over because he coming back, with the organization into the fold. But it ain't. He said Calvin Johnson feud with the Lions won't be resolved until the team figures out how to pay his 1.6 million he's owed. And then he went in to actually speak on they plan to kind of pay him back. Uh, the plan was to have him do like a couple of pop up show. Excuse me. The plan was to have him do a couple pop up show ups or something like that, and sign some autographs, and they would pay him back his money, right? Well, he didn't want to do that, so which I thought was a good idea. He said, by virtue, I'm reading from CBSSports.com. Outstanding NFL career as a member of the Detroit Lions, former All-Pro wide receiver, was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame this year. His very first year of eligibility, although Johnson's career is very much cause for celebration. Megatron and the Lions still not celebrating together. In the years since of his sudden retirement at the end of the 2015 season, Calvin Johnson has become estranged from the only NFL team he ever played with. The dispute stems from the receiver, 1.6. Johnson opened up about the feud between him and the Lions in an interview with Graham Bensinger. He said, I'm not going to close the chapter, but I'm not going to bend over backwards to try and do anything because I didn't do anything. I did my job, Johnson said. Quote, I'm not saying they got to repay me my 1.6 million all up front, but they need to figure out a way to do it, and not have me work for it because I already did the work for it. According to the August story from Dave Burkett from the Free Press, Johnson was forced to repay the 1.6 million signing bonus when he retired after 2015 season. The Lions had allegedly offered Johnson a 3-year deal that would have paid him $500,000 annually for appearances, fees, and $100,000 donation for Johnson's charity, but Johnson did not take the offer, believing it showed the team was not serious about resolving. In his interview with Bensinger, Johnson acknowledged that the way Lion ownership has treated him in his retirement relative to the way other franchises treated retired players is a major part of the problem. Quote, you see Tony Romo come out, you see Andrew Luck come out, you see how their owners take care of them, Johnson said. Quote, when we were playing the Lions, you see the ownership at a practice, but they wasn't an everyday thing when I was playing. They just see us as we're just pawns out there. We're just numbers. They don't see the personality. They don't see the people. Quote, I'm just now getting to learn ownership. I never really spoke to them when I played. So really, he's showing that, and this probably still going on. I don't think he was there when obviously he wasn't there when Sheila took over, but I don't think he was there when Martha took over neither. So he's just showing that the organization it started up top, and the Lion ownership didn't care. A lot of people don't know they gave this team to Mr. Ford for him to get him out of the everyday business at Ford. They gave him this to keep him away at Ford. A lot of people don't know that. They try to give him this team as a distraction so he can stay out of the business at Ford. That's how he ended up with the Lions. And it was a very lucrative hobby. It was a very lucrative hobby. If you want to be honest, it was a very lucrative hobby. And that's crazy to me. He got $1 billion. And back in the day, it really wasn't $1 billion business. It grew into $1 billion business. They back in before last season they got like they got like they got like $500,000, $250,000 just in TV money. Before popcorn was sold, before a ticket was sold, you already getting $250,000, and he right. We all knew the Lions ownership was messed up. It's nothing new. That's nothing that we like, but let's move on. That's all he said right there. He supposed to be showing up to Ford Field too. He supposed to be coming back, and people thought that everything was resolved, and that's what pretty much thought, and it's on M Live. It said Calvin Johnson returned to Ford Field for a Hall of Fame ceremony at halftime, late Lions and Ravens. It says Calvin Johnson will be back on the turf at Ford Field, receiving his ring from the Pro Football Hall of Fame at halftime of the Detroit Lions Baltimore Ravens Week 3 game. The family of Alex Karras will be honored before the game too. Karras was a member of the 2020 Hall of Fame Centennial class, with those inductions and ceremonies getting bumped 1 year due to the coronavirus pandemic. And worth remembering that the Lions and the franchise remain on the strange terms. The Lions asking for half of Sean's signing bonus after retiring, making him return 1.6. They could have asked for the entire signing bonus per NFL rules, but the damage was still done, and not much has changed since. When Andrew Luck suddenly retired at 29, coach let him keep his 24.8 million signing bonus for comparison's sakes. The Lions maintain that the only way that they're going to get me back if they put the money back in my pocket. So, like I said before, it's just to the point where they should give him his money. And on top of that, they're not speaking about the elephant in the room neither. And people say, well, what's the elephant in the room? The elephant in the room is that Matthew Stafford, when he asked to get traded, he got traded to the team he wanted to go to. It's a racial aspect. What they pretty much say, the Lions is racist, the Force is racist. Before Sheila came in, they were. It's a racial component to this, bro. What made it also worse was, not saying it was the issue, was when Stafford got traded and he got to do what he got to leave when he wanted to leave. When I asked to get traded, I couldn't leave. When Barry asked to get traded, he couldn't leave. We way better than Stafford. Stafford will never be a Hall of Famer if he don't win in L.A. They racist. That's what it is. So they need to put the money back in his pocket, and it should have been put back in his pocket. But they don't really want him back. So he only coming back for the ceremony. Because the NFL want him to do a ceremony with the Lions. If he could have did a TO and say, you know what, man, I ain't coming back. Just mail me my fucking ring. But Calvin, a good guy, they should just put the 1.6 back in his pocket, man. Like I said before, if it was Stafford and he got this far, they would have put the money back. Man, this one even got that far, man. It's crazy, man. And Sheila can make this right. And that's just to let you know Sheila ain't no different from Sheila ain't no different from her old man and her old woman, man. That's just what it is, man. But it is what it is. And the ownership, the Lions won't win unless the ownership do better. So, and they ain't trying to do better. They're still trying to be cheap. They still don't want to pay nobody, and they're still racist. So, y'all, it is what it is. And people say, well, it's a different owner. And that's why Stafford got traded. Well, it's a different owner. Why can't Calvin get paid? But hey, check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel on my social media link subscription. Twitter's the fastest way than Facebook and Instagram. You want to advertise on the channel, video request, chop it up. All my social media links there. You want to make a financial donation, Cash App, CJ Good 313, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Appreciate the love, support. Other than that, let me know what you think in the comment section. Check Detroit Lions Talk playlist out. Let me know what you think about the Calvin Johnson situation. The only reason this question came back because he coming back. The Ravens and Lions halftime to get his ring. That's the only reason why. Peace.